All right, so happy May, everybody. It is the start of a new month, and if you guys didn't know yet, Insanity Max 30 is insanely discounted this month. It's discounted to 140 along with size, and the Kickstarts are also discounted as well. Just some small updates. If you are going to Summit, it is heard that Shanti actually will be there now, so that's exciting. And also, if you hit Success Club 10 in May and June, you will get an invite to the 80s themed Success Club party, which is awesome. Also, if you hit Success Club 5 this month, you will get an invite to a special webcast from Brian Tracy. So that's the cool stuff going on this month. Tonight, we're going to talk about one of the most important things, which is one of the vital behaviors, which is inviting. And something important with inviting is actually having something to invite to. Fancy that. So I kind of want to go over what I do every single month. I actually have a very kind of regimented invite system, and that's because I run the same things at the same time every single month. So I'm going to screen share with you guys. I've been doing, the last couple months, I've been doing a team calendar for my team. So what this is, hold on, sorry. All right, so what this is, let me share my screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what I've been creating for my team. And this is helpful because it gives kind of an idea of what they should be posting every single day, and it completely relates to what we have going on every single month. So you guys don't have to run your months exactly as I do, but it is a very smart thing to have a system that you do every single month. So what I do, this is what I personally do. On the first Monday of every month, my 30-day challenge group starts. On that same Monday, I start inviting to my free group, which starts the second Monday of the month. My third Wednesday of the month is my What is Coaching live event. And typically, I'm still like working back in there. I'm redoing a new coach training kind of a thing. Otherwise, that used to start on the first Monday of the month as well. But my point in saying all this is that I always have something to invite to, always. Whether it is a challenge group, a paid one, whether it is a free group, or whether it is coaching. And I lay out my months like this every single month. Like, I'm not kidding. This is how every single month goes. And that's why I'm so consistent with my business, is because I have a consistent invite system. So as you can see here, the Spring into Summer Strong, that's my 30-day challenge group that just started yesterday. So the last 2 weeks of April, that's when I was using my system to invite to that group. So now that that group has started, I created an event yesterday for my free group, which is, I don't even remember what my free group was. I just came up with it last night. But either way, my free group starts the following Monday. And so I created my event for it last night. I put out my invite for it, and I started inviting from there. And so all this week up until Sunday, I will be inviting to my free group, which begins on Monday. So on this upcoming week, I will be starting to invite to the What is Coaching live event, which will be on the Wednesday. And then I also start inviting to my 30-day challenge group on the third Monday of the month, because that's typically 2 weeks before my next 30-day challenge group starts. But this is also where it's a good idea to actually sit down with a calendar and look at what the month ahead is about. Because this upcoming month, May, it actually has 5 Mondays. So I could have chosen to start my next 30-day group on the 30th, but I chose to have an extra week of inviting and start my next 30-day group on June 6th instead. So because I have this kind of same basis for inviting every single month, I can actually sit down and lay it out and figure out what I need to be inviting for. So not only does that help me with my invites, but it actually helps me gear my posts towards something specific. So all up through these, I can be, the last couple weeks of the month, I can be posting, about my meal plans. I could be posting about the workouts that I'm doing. I could be posting about what, just results in general. Anything that's geared towards a challenge group, that's what I'll be posting around then. This second week of the month, I'll be posting a lot more about coaching what coaching does for me, what coaching does for other people, because that's leading up to what is my What is Coaching event right there. And for the free group, that totally depends on whatever I'm doing my free group on, but it's a lot of giving value. And it's important to actually have a system, have guidelines for yourself about what you should be posting. Because if you're just free posting, if you don't have groups starting, really, what are you inviting to? And if you're not inviting to something, you're not going to be growing your business. You're not going to be bringing new people in. And it's just, you might not need to have the exact same schedule. I know actually a lot of people who start their groups at the end of the month. It's just how I chose to lay my month out, and it's totally dependent on what you guys want to do for yourselves. But I highly suggest that you do have the same thing that you do every single month. So something else important that I think is a good idea for most people is to kind of lay out and have an idea, just extra things that you should be posting. That's why I actually, for my team, a lot of people don't know exactly what they should be posting every single day. So you want to be giving value. You want to be, sprinkled in through all of this is obviously you, your family, your hobbies, all that kind of stuff. But you want to be making sure that you're giving health and fitness and inspirational value. So that's why I put things like posted meal prep tip, posting transformation stories, posting about how coaching has changed you. I can't tell you how many people don't post about coaching. You need to be posting about coaching. You're not going to grow your teams if you don't. Post just random things. Post a funny weekend Mimi. Post a Flex Friday photo. Healthy grocery shopping list. I like selfie Saturdays. I always call them self-love Saturdays. And just kind of repeating this kind of stuff and adding in extra things throughout the month. But what else is very, very important that a lot of people, this is why I started doing this, is because a lot of people don't actually do call outs either. And by call out, I mean putting out some kind of an invitation publicly for whatever group or event or anything that you're going to be running. So you could see here, I have a last call out for, well, that was my old group. Apparently I didn't change that on there. So post a last call out for the group that was starting this day. Create my event and post a call out for the free group that would start this day. Post another call out for a free group right there. You don't really want to do those kind of things on like Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays pretty much until like the end of Sunday when people are just scrolling on their Facebooks, because weekends are just kind of crappy for posting in general. And let's see here. You can see how like the coaching has changed you, which is why I put the event right there. I call out for a coaching event right here. Call out for a 30-day group and creating the event. I can tell you guys, I do call outs. You want to do a couple every single week. And I'm also going to tell you that your call out posts, they don't have to be like, don't copy and paste the exact same post over and over and over and over again, because that's going to get repetitive to people. And you can post the same picture maybe like twice at different times of the day. just to try them out. And you should be trying out different times of the day to see which work better with your target market anyways. But when you're doing these call outs, you know, don't just say like, hey, join my group. And this is kind of stuff that you guys should know anyways from doing our trainings, but you want to throw a lot of you in it. You want to talk about how, you know, you used to be like this, but then you did this, and this is how you are now. And that can be sprinkled in, like it doesn't have to be a straight, here's a picture of what my challenge group is, join it like that. Like you can put call outs into regular posts and put it at the end. Basically a call out means saying something like, send me a message, reach out to me, like this post, share this post, something like anything like that. And that for those call outs, then you'll go and you'll message people that are liking and commenting from there. And those are actually going to be your least engaging posts normally. And that's just how it is. But even though they have the least engagement, they are still completely necessary for your business and to keep moving it forward. So make sure that you guys are doing those. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton. I really want to kind of instill the necessity to make sure you guys have a plan every single month, a plan of attack, a plan of inviting, a plan of posting, because that's really going to help to keep you guys on track for how you're actually hitting Success Club, how you're moving people from free groups to challenge groups to coaching. It's going to make it a lot more liquid and just moves right through there. So let me see if there's any. I can post that calendar too if you guys want it. I mean, obviously can I share this in the group after the call? Yes, of course. Obviously the groups are to my team, but everything else is totally choose your happy. Yes, thank you. That was my free group. May you choose your happy. Let's see here. Emerald. Yes, I'm totally an emerald, if you couldn't tell. I know you share your calendar with your team each month. You have coaches do their own challenge groups or free groups. So for my coaches, if it's their first month of coaching, they can do the free group with me. But otherwise, they have to do their own free groups. And I have all of my scripts and stuff in my coach groups. But I believe that that's something that's helping them to develop leadership skills themselves. But for my challenge groups, I do allow them to invite to my challenge group. Do you create an event for every group each month? Yes, I do. And that's actually a huge part of my business, is creating an event. I do it from my like page. I don't want to scare any of you new coaches. You don't have to have a like page. You shouldn't have a like page at first if you're brand new to coaching. But what I do is I create an event from my like page, and I will actually boost that event and get more people coming in there. And I do events for everything. I do events for coaching, for free groups, and for challenge groups. Do you have a strategy for invites to the event? I actually have all of my friends on Facebook categorized into lists. And I actually just did my team call on this the other night. And well, it included lists. So I'm not going to go over that on here just because I shared that in the Pure Synergy Coach group the other night, which you are definitely more than welcome to check out. That went over how I add so many friends on Facebook and how I categorize them into lists. So because I have all of these people categorized into lists, it actually makes inviting to my events very, very easy, because I can go through the last few months of people that I've been adding and just straight invite them to the event. If they RSVP maybe, or interested, I think it is, or yes, I will reach out to them. And I will start the forming process if I hadn't already. And it makes it very actually easy to lead to an invite, because that's the whole reason that you started talking anyways. Do you worry about Success Club points if you're not promoting a paid group until mid-month? No, I always hit Success Club. And it's because I have that strategy every single month. I still add people to my paid challenge group as they order throughout the month. So I'm not ever worried about, I'm still talking to people, I'm still inviting. And I basically, at the end of my free group, I put out an invite to all of my free group participants to join my next challenge group, and I put that out to them before anybody else. So I'm still talking to people that are residual, that didn't actually, follow through on purchasing the last month. And so I have people kind of purchasing all throughout the month. It's just the bulk of my Success Club points come at the end of the month. But that doesn't mean that I don't get them in the beginning either. Julie posted the link for my team call that I did the other night. Does anybody else have any questions? I know this wasn't a super long call, but it's pretty straightforward. Look at a calendar, figure out when you want to do things, and invite for those things.
I have a question about the invites again, or the event. So when you're inviting people, do you invite, like, how many people would you say you invite to each event?
It depends. Honestly, Facebook sometimes limits my invites to 50, and I don't know why. It randomly does that to me. And then there are other times where it won't limit me. For the most part, I think it's 250 or something, maybe a little bit more than that. But I usually go through the last 3 or 4 months worth of lists that I have, and I'll just choose everybody.
Okay, so you don't invite people over and over again.
Not from a year ago.
Right.
I figure those people have been seeing me for a while. If they're still seeing my things that I'm putting out on Facebook, I mentioned all of my call outs and everything. So they're seeing all of that stuff, but typically for my events, it's just the last few months worth of new people that I've added.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, what's going over here? Julie, I wish my brain worked like yours. All right, let's see here. Well, Julie, I've seen you cranking out a bunch of stuff the last couple days. I'm so awful at structure and organizing. Oh, thank you for loving my hair. I love it too. I'm trying to get my first challenge group figured out for next month to give me some time to finish 22-minute hardcore. I want to use T25. Feedback so far has been to just make the group, even if nobody joins, just to put myself out there. Definitely be putting yourself out there, be putting your invite out there. Don't ever sit there and wait. Because if you sit there and wait, you're going to get paralyzed and you're not actually going to do it. And I know right now you're saying you're going to do it, but I can't even tell you how many coaches are like, well, I only have 1 or 2 people. You know what? Maybe it's a good idea for you to possibly join up with another coach or 2. Because even if you guys have a small challenge group, that's how all of our challenge groups started. My challenge groups are gigantic now compared to what they were when I began. And to be honest, I didn't even start running my own challenge groups at first. I used to jump onto Julie's for the longest time. And that's why I think that's probably why I let my coaches do the same thing, because that's how I started. That's how I learned. And I always I give my coaches the challenger experience first so that they will know how to give that challenger experience to their challengers in the future. But once I started inviting to her groups to help me become comfortable with running my own. And so then I knew that even if I just had, 1 person, that person would still get supported. But when I started actually running my own, I didn't have a ton of people in there. But the thing is that, once you actually put yourself into that role of, hey, this is my group, you're actually going to kick ass at it, because it becomes super important to you. I've had more success joining up with other coaches. Yeah, new ideas, more people, more interaction for sure.
Can I just add something too?
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning, I was always so scared to start my own challenge group, and I'd have a lot of my coaches say, well, I'm not going to start my own challenge group because I don't have anybody. But you really have to reverse it, like Angel said. You have to create the event, the group first, and then get people in there, because it's kind of like you have that pressure then to really, step up to the plate. Another thing that we do is we have a pretty good big group, our Supermom Fit Club. But what I encourage my coaches to do, because it is so big, is to use the Challenge Tracker app and keep all of their personal customers in that Challenge Tracker app. And they can then personally touch base with them on a more personal level in there. And then if you do run one with your team, you still have that, because I want them still to have that responsibility of being in charge of their clients and customers. So that's always an idea too.
Yeah, and actually how my groups go is, like I said, I let my coaches invite to my groups, but my coaches are responsible for their challengers. So what I do in my groups, I've talked about this a million times, is that I do a point system. That's actually like my secret to keeping my groups super engaged. And so I have my own challengers and I keep track of their own points, but that's where my coaches come into play with keeping track of their own challengers' points. And whoever wins, the coach's challenger, or the challenger's coach, that person would supply the prize for the challenger. Don't forget the bonus for using the Challenge Tracker app this month. Oh yeah, there's, what is it, a $500 bonus or is it $100? Yeah, it's something on the National Wake Up Call. So if you watch, or if you listen to that, you should know what we're talking about. If you haven't, shame on you, go listen to it. 10 people, $500 every week. Are there any more questions?
Can we just talk about how important it is to listen to the National Wake Up Call every week? And to be on these calls every week?
Even if you have to, there's really honestly no reason that you guys shouldn't be listening to it, whether it's live, whether it's calling the number and listening to the replay, or downloading or having the Beachbody podcast. That's what I use. I actually just listened to it today because that's when I had time to. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be. It's a lot of really good training info. It's going to help keep you it's going to get you fired up for the week. It's going to give you all the latest information on what's going on.
Can I ask Kelly a question real quick?
Go for it.
Kelly, since you have your coaches using the Tracker app to track their own clients, are they still interacting in the group as well as and so they're just basically using that to track their measurements, log their Shakeology, and their workout?
I encourage them. I mean, it's not required, but I encourage them to do the Challenge Tracker app to get their feet wet. But yes, they are more like, even myself. I mean, I'm more active in the actual Facebook group until I can figure out a better system with the Challenge Tracker app per se. But it is like everybody thrives on a different type of, I feel like some of our challengers love the big group and some of them can't stand it. That's what the feedback we're getting. So we can't please everybody. So this is something that they can kind of choose from, I guess. And we don't have it perfected by any means, but it is something to get your coaches to take ownership, I feel like, and to step up to the plate. Another really great idea, you guys, if you have if you want to try the Challenge Tracker app and you need a free group, I did a Goal Crusher week, and that was like one of my most successful free groups. Actually, I don't know did I do it free? They might have had to have some sort of product, whether it was the 3-day refresh or the performance line or the sampler or something. I can't remember what I did.
Because it makes you log your Shakeology and your workout. That's the thing.
And I can't remember if I think they just skipped that part if they weren't doing the Shakeology, maybe.
Mhm.
That was when it was really brand new, so I was still learning it too, and I just kind of put it out there. And that's okay if you do that. You can put it out there and be like, listen, guys, I'm learning this, so we're going to learn together. That's what I did. I mean, I call myself out all the time in there. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry I haven't posted in here. I'm too busy in our Facebook group, you know. But at least I love it. It's just trying to fit it all in. But
Yeah.
I really like it because I want my coaches to start to really, like Angel said, I have such a love-hate with doing a big team group. I love it because their interaction is amazing. But you guys, the more you can get out there and do your own groups, I'm telling you, the success you'll have greater success. It's just, I mean, I see it on my team. I see it in the big team.
It forces you into a leadership position,
Yes.
which makes
Yeah, if you are depending on your coach, I don't know, like you're going to be stuck. You have to step it up, and it can be scary. I was freaking petrified. I didn't know what I was doing. I was following scripts because I had no idea, but I had actually listened to a Melanie Mitchell call, and she said, pick a date right now for a group. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. So I picked a date, set it up, bam, done. I don't even think I had a paid challenger, honestly. I think it was like people that had a program and they just made me their coach, and I did it anyway. You just got to do it.
Yeah, the more you do it, the more you put yourself in that position, the more you're going to start becoming a leader and growing your business, because that's what you do. That's your job. Run your groups, get new people in, convert them to coaches, grow your businesses. You can do it. I feel like I just saw something here. For my calendar, do I have an online template? No, I actually just Google like that whatever month. So I Googled May 2016 calendar, and I got the basic template, and I used Canva to make my actual calendar. So it's pretty simple. And with Canva, you can actually like duplicate a page. So a lot of the stuff that I have on here is the same that I had last month. So making this month's was really not that time consuming as compared to last month. Are there any more questions? Anything else to add from anybody? When you have plan months saved, recycle the next year. All right. So I don't think anybody else has any questions. I will get the replay up of this ASAP, and I will also post my calendar for you guys to check out. And you can definitely use all of the posting ideas on there. So have a kick-ass May, get going, and we'll talk to y'all soon. All right, bye.